What's going on, everyone? Hope you are doing well. Wibber5 coming back at you with a long overdue video. The past couple of months have been really interesting in the sports card hobby. You know, at this point in time, we see prices continuing to fall, and a lot of people really questioning whether they want to continue to collect in the same manner that they had previously. This has really led me to kind of ask myself, what do I enjoy most about the hobby? I really enjoy collecting sports cards, but one of the things that I really realized was the fact that I really enjoy adding unique items to my collection. Items that hold more sentimental value rather than kind of having a real financial draw to them. You know, if I wanted a Justin Herbert rookie card, it's not a matter of if I can get it. It's more so, am I able and willing to spend and negotiate my way to get there? And that really led me to kind of reassess what I wanted to focus on at this point in time. Again, when it comes to a hobby, you know, the hobby serves your purpose, your needs at that point in time. I was definitely burnt out from just adding sports cards to my collection. So I wanted to jump back into through the mail autograph requests. Went a little crazy and carried away. Past couple of months, I have about 72 returns. And that's based off of the number of items I have signed and returned, not necessarily 73 separate returns, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump right in here and just showcase the latest additions to my collection. Some things you're going to want to keep in mind here. I think through the mail autograph collecting is a lot of fun. Also, I think it's a great time to further explore that because it gives you an opportunity to utilize cards that are that are pretty inexpensive. Seek these requests. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Certainly, if you haven't seen my TTM returns in the past, feel free to check out my previous videos to see my previous game use request returns, as well as just some of my TTM autograph requests. Now again, we're just going to jump right into it here. Have many cards to go through. We're going to start off with just kind of standard cards. Then we're going to showcase a couple of baseballs that I have had signed and returned in the mail. And then finish talking about a fun project that I've been really excited about. Again, when it comes to through the mail autograph requests and game use requests, you know, we can really enjoy finding projects, a real focus when it comes to how we want to collect. You can individualize it in any way that you see fit. So again, jumping into TTMs with cards at this point in time. First return that we have back is from Drew Henson. Now, of course, Drew Henson, both a football player and a baseball player, was back up to Tom Brady and kind of was questioning whether he was going to be the starter back in their heyday in Michigan. Was able to get this return, really nice solid return on his rookie card refractor with the Cowboys. Signature looks really sharp there. And again, are there a lot of people who are adding Drew Henson cards to their collection based off of monetary value? No. But for me, what really jumps out is his story in relation to Tom Brady is just fascinating. And again, this is how I want to collect, so I'm going to do it as I see fit. Next, this is another Drew Henson return. This is an E-Tops card that he signed for me. Really nice card with him swinging in that kind of Yankees uniform. Of course, kind of hard to see the autograph there, but really appreciate it. Other thing that was cool about this was he kind of wrote on the letter that I had sent, and I saved this. He said, thanks for the note. I've never actually seen that Topps card of me swinging before. I had to take a photo of it for my records. Have a good one, Drew Henson. So again, these are some of the things that I really enjoy. You know, those cards are cool to have signed and returned. But, you know, this little note is something cool that I'm certainly going to add to the collection. That's the other thing that's important, right? So I had those 2 cards signed. I noticed that he was signing from sportscollectors.net, and I was able to get both of those cards for a really good price, and definitely unique cards and nice cards that you want to add to the collection. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into baseball returns, okay? So first one that we have here, signed 2 of 2 for me. This is the first one, of course, Mike Mussina on the Allen and Ginter Chrome Refractor. Honestly, this card didn't come out super sharp. Autograph bubbled down at the bottom. But again, really nice to add this Hall of Famer to the collection. It's the first card that I got returned from Mike Mussina. He signed 2 of 2 for me. Next one that we have is this really awesome mosaic white sparkle, I believe. Again, I was able to add this card for about, I think it was like $7 or $8 on eBay. I thought that card would look awesome signed, and yep, it certainly does. Really great card to add to the collection. Threw in that little one touch there just because how much I like that card. Again, based off of monetary value, is that one of my higher value cards out there? No, but again, you get to collect the way that you want to. Next cards that I have returned is from Hall of Famer Andre Dawson, who has, again, an awesome signature. Here's just a standard Allen & Ginter Topps Chrome. And the next one that we have back is adding to the Hero Deck set. Really nice return there. Again, always looking to add Hero Deck autographs to my collection. Really pleased with that return. Next, I have 2 of 2 back from Bill Mazeroski. Of course, one of the most clutch moment in World Series history with that walk-off home run there. Of course, here we have the Topps Archives refractor. Looks wicked sharp there. Love Bill Mazeroski's signature. And then here's the next one, which I also enjoy. Typically, I don't enjoy landscape cards all that much, but just looking at how that autograph is big, bold, centered, thought it was a really cool return. And he signs fairly well. I believe his rate is about $5 or $10 per card. Next one, Aubrey Huff on a Topps Chrome Refractor. I sent 2 refractors. He signed and returned one of them. But again, really sharp card. Great card to add to the collection there. Next, returns from one of my favorite former Boston Red Sox players who kind of fit that stereotype of the corner infielder with a bat and a beard, right? Here we have Mike Napoli signing this refractor for me. He was actually signing this year with the Chicago Cubs, acting as their first base coach, I believe. And of course, when I saw he was signing, I wanted to add a really nice rookie card. Probably cost me about $7. This is the Mike Napoli Topps Chrome rookie card with that light blue. Certainly looks really sharp there. And, you know, that light blue is certainly not numbered, but just a great card to add to the collection. Next, coming in with some Larry Bowa. Here we have Larry Bowa's rookie card, 1970 rookie card, sharing that with Dennis Doyle. Really great to add that one to the collection. And then, of course, we have next one, which is the breakdown from, I believe, 75 Topps. Love the look of these cards. Larry Bowa, NL All-Star shortstop. Again, cool additions to the collection there. Have to make sure that you're adding a legend like Larry Bowa to the collection. Next, another nicer card that I picked up but I wanted to have signed. Of course, we have Dennis Eckersley here in the Stadium Club Chrome Gold. Really great signature from Dennis Eckersley. Of course, he has just left the Nesson booth, but he has turned into a phenomenal TTM signer. He signs one card for $10. Really a nice addition to the collection there. Next, we'll jump into some basketball. First one that I have here is for my Celtics PC. Here we have Tony Delk on the, I believe that is Topps Pristine. Really nice card there. Kind of hard to see it just because that card's a little bit darker and that Sharpie was fading a little bit. But, you know, Tony Delk, one of those kind of unsung heroes from the days when, you know, team wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but, you know, solid role player. Next, we have a series of returns from Robert Parrish. Here is the first one on a Topps Finest, kind of as he was getting ready to close out his career with the Charlotte Hornets. And then added 2 cards that showcase him in a Celtics uniform. Here we have the Silver Prism. Really nice autograph there. And then closing it out with another Prism from 2015, I believe. Here we have the green Prism. So again, cool returns for that Celtics collection. 2 more cards that we have here for basketball returns. Here we have Kurt Rambis, certainly kind of Lakers fan favorite here. Here's the first one, to Matt, Kurt Rambis. And here is just a standard Prism. He signs really well. Certainly feel free to check out his go-to address on sportscollectors.net. Next, let's see. Actually, I apologize. I have a couple of other baseball returns that kind of snuck in here that I didn't get a chance to showcase. So let's jump over and show you the rest of those. Of course, we have Jim Rice. Signs cards, I believe, at $20 per, but definitely wanted to add that Hero Dex card to the collection. Again, looks really sharp. Was one of my dad's favorite players growing up, so holds a little bit of extra sentimental value for me. Next, we have knuckleball extraordinaire Stephen Wright. Of course, Stephen Wright was, some people thought, the next coming of Tim Wakefield in the Red Sox system. He managed to make an all-star team, was really promising. Then there was a situation regarding potential domestic violence. I'm not sure. I believe that case eventually was dismissed out of court. Then he was in a position where he tried to climb the ranks again, fought for a little bit to kind of keep his stay in the major leagues. Was not able to do so, and ended up retiring. But, you know, solid career from Stephen Wright. Kind of cool story to have a chance to make an all-star team. And of course, here I have that Topps Chrome Sapphire that's signed, personalized to Matt. So cool return. I also have a baseball that's signed by Stephen Wright. Next one actually is a really cool return I was excited about. Someone who was a pretty great player for a period of time. Kind of one of those pitchers comes up, has a great couple of years, and then you don't really hear about him after that, kind of not an extended stay. C.J. Wilson found his autograph on found his address on sportscollectors.net. Have this really nice Topps Chrome black border refractor. That card is number 2/100. Really cool return. And then we have this Silver Prism. And that is a really sharp card as well. Of course, those years when he was with the Rangers, you know, had some pretty good staying power for a period of time. Let's see. Next, gonna go over kind of one non-sport and then a soccer return. Here we have Ken Jennings on Goodwin's Champion. Of course, one of the hosts for Jeopardy at this point in time. Signed that one for me. And signed this next one, that kind of the blue variation. Pretty cool return. You know, interested to see kind of how long he will remain in that host role. Next card that we have, actually one of my favorites to be quite honest, and this is Brandy Chastain. Was nice enough to include her jersey number USA inscription, of course, huge in kind of USA history as it relates to kind of her staying power and the role that she had, kind of a game-winning goal and whatnot. Really cool card to add to the collection. Awesome autograph. Looks super sharp on that Allen and Ginter. Found her address again on sportscollectors.net. All right, so that will lead us into some football returns. So we'll start off strong. Let's start with a Hall of Famer. Let's start with a Hall of Fame card right off the back here. Of course, we have Charlie Joyner, wide receiver with that Hall of Fame inscription. Really great autograph to add to the collection. His cards are not super expensive. Hall of Famer, signs with a very limited fee. So cool card to add to the collection there. Next we have Dan Fouts. Signed this really awesome silver prism for me. Again, awesome card to add to the collection. I love getting these prism cards signed, especially with the variations out there. Next couple I'm really excited about, of course, Patriots fan. I used to be able to rub that in people's faces. Can't really do that anymore based off of our current record. But we have this red cracked ice Willie McGinnis. Of course, I've gotten some Willie McGinnis returns previously, but one of my favorite New England Patriot defensive players. Next, we have two returns from Chris Hogan, actually. Found his address on sportcollectors.net. Here we have a silver select. I think this is field level. Signed Chris Hogan there. Yes, it is field level. And then a cool one as well. Have this awesome kind of yellow and green there. Signed Chris Hogan from Prism. So again, really cool cards to add to the collection. Next, we have this Warren Moon autograph on this Blue Wave Prism. Card looks a lot better in person. Have a better chance to see that autograph. But Warren Moon, great autograph to add to the collection. Charges $10 a pop. Next, have returns from Jack Youngblood. So here is the first one on a card that he sent to me. Just standard Topps Hall of Fame breakdown there. Really cool card to add to the collection. And now we have two kind of prisms that I picked up. One thing that I think is pretty sneaky is if you want to add some cards to your collection, some cool autograph cards, you know, you can go through and you can find previous cards of some of these Hall of Famers. The other thing you can do is you can look up the various parallels from Prism and some of these other product. You know, typically those parallels aren't selling for an incredibly high amount of money, but having a chance to get a really cool numbered card signed at a pretty low cost is a lot of fun. You know, again, utilizing TTM, it gives you a chance to add autographs to your collection that relate towards your interests, and you get to pick out your own cards. So again, really cool there. Next, we have a series of returns from Bob Lilly. So again, jumping back into TTM, one of the things that happened is these first two cards, I did not send him, but what ended up happening was the envelope, kind of the self-sealing envelopes, did not hold. So my letter remained in the envelope as well as the return envelope, but the cards themselves were not there. So he charges $5 per. I sent, I believe, kind of one or two cards, and he said, hey, didn't see your cards, so I sent you two of my own. So really cool card there. Of course, has that inscription there as well, Hall of Fame. He also included this one that's pretty cool for any TCU fans, right? Bob Lilly, TCU, with the number 72. Cool inscription. I then decided I was going to kind of resend some additional cards and went on a Prism kick. So I sent 4 cards, sent him $20 total, and we have this silver Prism Bob Lilly Hall of Fame 1980. So there's the first. Then we have this red Prism Bob Lilly Hall of Fame 1980. These cards look super slick. Then we have the green prism. And then we have the red, white, and blue here. So again, cool autographs to add to the collection. Is a Bob Lilly autograph super expensive at this point in time? No, not at all, right? Especially when he signs so much. But again, having the chance to hand select what cards you want to add, super cool there. You know, next, 2 returns. Got 2 of 2 back from Richard Petty. Here on this hollow optic Donruss Race Kings, signed in a kind of like a gold or bronze Sharpie there. There's the first. And then just this Donruss optic hollow. Again, super sharp. You know, one of the best to ever do it. Want to make sure to add that autograph to the collection. You know, next we have some hockey returns. We're going to start off with 2 of 2 from Thomas Bokun. Here we have this red Panini Prism, signed in blue Sharpie down below. Then we have just your standard silver prism. Next, 1 of 1 back from Thomas Vanek. Here in this blue Pulsar from Prism. Autographs right there. Again, looks super sharp. Next, couple that I'm really excited about, probably what I'm most excited about for these hockey returns. Got 2 of 2 back from Rick Nash. Again, we have that blue Pulsar there. Looks really sharp. And then closing out with that silver prism as well. Okay, so again, really enjoy those additions to the collection. I believe I sent that to the team that he's working with. I believe the Columbus Blue Jackets. And not long of a wait at all. Pretty great. Sorry, some additional football returns. I think I got sidetracked with some other stuff that we had here. Of course, we have this Kellen Winslow, right? Autograph rookie card, Hall of Fame 95 inscription. Next, we have 2 of 2 back from Archie Manning. This one took an extended period of time, probably looking at about a month and a half. Signed in blue right here. And then signed this nice orange one for me. Looks really sharp. Next, we have a bunch of Mosaic autographs here. Starting out strong with Steve Largent. Here we have the silver Mosaic. Really like the look of Mosaic. Great cards get signed. And again, Mosaic, not a super expensive product. We have the Steve Largent kind of pink camo there. He, I believe, is $10 per. Next one I'm really excited about, Jeff Saturday. No fee with this one either. So here's the first one. God bless Jeff Saturday. Next, silver Mosaic. God bless Jeff Saturday. Probably took about a month and a half for those. Again, really cool additions to the collection there. So those are all the standard cards I've added to the collection. You know, next, just want to showcase 2 baseball returns. The first one that we're going to start out with is one that I'm really excited about. As a Red Sox fan and growing up, the best way to catch the Red Sox was either, you know, listening to Don Orsillo and watching Nesson, or you know, listening to the radio and listening to Joe Castiglione. There was a really short time frame where I saw there was returns from Joe Castiglione, so I hopped right on that. And here we have 2 matte Joe Castiglione. I asked for the Red Sox Hall of Fame inscription, and he was nice enough to grant that. Again, great return. Again, is a Joe Castiglione autograph going to be worth a ton of money? No, not at all. But does it hold special meaning to me? Absolutely. Next one really connects with my love of history. We have Katie Crowell. And you may be thinking, well, who is Katie Crowell? So Katie Crowell works with the Boston Red Sox in the organization, worked with the Portland Sea Dogs within their system. And on April 30th of this past year, she acted as first base coach. And it was the first woman first base coach or coach. I forget exactly what it was, but first woman to serve in that capacity with the Portland Sea Dogs. Portland Sea Dogs have really been making a push, to bring in people who have the talent and skill set, regardless of, gender, race, like all of those pieces. The announcer for the Portland Sea Dogs is a woman who's been doing fantastic as well. Now, the other thing that's cool about this, and if this doesn't showcase kind of the fact that this is far more of a sentimental edition than anything, she also wrote a little something on my note that I thought was cool. And so I actually have that taped to the bottom of the ball. She actually included this letter. One of the things that I talked about was the fact that I want to add items to my collection that I can share with my children. And so, don't expect anyone to necessarily read this, but it says, "Thank you for the note and kind words. I appreciate your support. And then future family is very lucky to have such a great father. I've included the requested signed ball, and I've decided to keep the pen. I love blue ink. I use it when I take notes in the dugout on opposing pitchers. Hopefully it brings the Sea Dogs great luck. Best, Katie." So again, cool addition, and that's just going to stay with the ball, something I can always reflect on. Again, cool addition to the collection. To be honest, the note means more to me than the ball. So you guys have stuck around with me for quite a period of time. At this point in time, we're at like 26 minutes. I know there's a lot that we were looking to go through there. But if you stuck around this long, you are in luck, because I want to tell you about an awesome project that I've been working on. So, going back many moons ago, Topps Project 2020, Topps Project 70, a lot of hype associated with some of those cards. The quick spike in prices, and then, the massive print runs. Well, I started looking at some of these cards that I had and questioning, man, some of these cards would look really great signed. I wonder how many cards are out there signed. There's not a ton of cards that are signed. So what I ended up doing was I found some Topps Project 70 cards of players who signed autograph through the mail, and I made an attempt to see if athletes would be able and willing to sign some of these cards. You're going to see a progression of fails and successes here, right? So one of the things, first off, here we have one of them back from Brooks Robinson. Now, poor guy, I sent this request out there. This is the Blake Jameson Topps Project 70. And I was supposed to include a specific type of pen, and I referenced it in my letter. But I actually didn't include the pen with my donation. So I think poor guy, I think he's asked me to sign this in a pen. So it's funny, he signed it in a pen, doing the best that he can. Appreciate it, Brooks. And then included the pen in the return envelope. But here's one back from Brooks Robinson. We will make right on this, I promise you. So that's the first one. Next one that we have back is from Goose Gossage. And at this point in time, I was having people sign in Sharpie if at all possible. You can see the autograph there, but certainly on this card, it's really tricky. Again, autograph right up there. Cool addition to the collection. Next return that I have is from Raleigh Fingers. Of course, one of the best autographs in the game. Signed this Ermsey Topps Project 70 for me. Again, pretty cool return there. One of the things that I look to do here is, you may be asking, how is it sealed in the Topps Project 70 sticker? I actually use a hairdryer to heat up the sticker and then use a razor blade to lift the sticker up to take the card out so that when I get the return, I can put it back in and seal it so it has that Topps Project 70 sticker. Next I have Ron Goodry right there. Nice return there. Good old Gator. Next, I have a return back from Jim Rice. I always thought this one was kind of cool. One of the things that I like about Topps Project 70 is they tend to either pull out something historical from someone's, playing history, a significant moment, or they essentially just bring out the player and really draw out the connection with the specific year in Topps. And I believe this was the year when there was the sparkle variation that would come into play. You could see it on like a bat, right, or a helmet, and you kind of see that here within that card. Next, one of one back from Steve Garvey. Now, this is when I started to try to up my game a little bit. So I started using deco pens, and I would send them in my requests. Steve Garvey signed this for a $10 fee. Just got this one back. Utilized a silver deco pen there. Included his number 6 there. Next return that we have back is from Steve Sachs. Signed this in a blue deco pen. That really came out sharp. Probably one of my better returns there for sure. Next, for just a $5 fee, John Blue Moon Odom signed in that silver deco for me. Signed Blue Moon Odom up top. Looks really sharp. And man, for that $5 fee for that return, that is not bad at all. As previously mentioned, I wanted to right my wrong with Brooks Robinson, so I sent an additional card. This is, of course, that Blake Jameson one that I talked about earlier, but this time I sent him a blue deco, and that came across super sharp. Quite pleased with that return. Another one that I'm really proud of, just based off of the look of it, is this really awesome Jim Palmer. Right, love the fact that I was able to utilize that orange Sharpie. Goes across a good chunk of that card, but just looks super sharp from a Hall of Famer, who again, I think $10 a pop for that signature, not bad at all. Now, what really started this desire to look at Topps Project 70 was I went all in on the Alex Pardee cards. Just was really interested in his artwork. And so I essentially bought the entire set. And in some instances, I bought several cards. And in looking at his set, I realized that there are some players who signed autographs through the mail. And I decided to try to make an attempt on some of these. No, I will say, if you check on eBay, Alex Pardee Topps Project 70 cards are not cheap for the most part. A lot of them have actually really gone up in value. So I kind of took a stab before the prices really started to pick up. But here we have Rolly Fingers, right? Really nice return there. Then we have the two that really started the Topps Project 70 process, and this is Dennis Eckersley. Again, there's the first one there. On these, I sent a, I'm going to get it wrong, Stadlatter pen, which I think for Dennis Eckersley actually worked to my advantage because his autograph is so long and swooshy that if I attempted to use a deco pen, I would be kind of fearful that it would take up the entirety of the card. So again, really impressed with these returns. What you should look to do is check out Dennis Eckersley Topps Project 70 on eBay right now. The prices for these is bananas, especially considering where the prices of all cards are. And then the last return, probably the one that I'm most excited about, is this Dave Parker return. Because this card looks so cool. Topps Project 70 in that silver deco. And this is another example of, man, just that moment when he had that mask and he was wearing it, you know, on the field to be able to sit here and play. What a cool moment in history, right? And to have a chance to have this card signed, just love it. You know, love that addition to my collection. Because again, are there a ton of people who are going to have this specific Dave Parker card signed? No. Is this going to be a card that is worth a ton of money in the future? No. But I was able to take something that I really enjoyed. I was able to add something to it to further personalize and individualize it for my collection. And I think that's really where my focus is at this time. Just, again, something I really enjoy, and something I'm going to continue to delve into farther. So do me a favor. First off, thanks for sticking with me if you managed to do that. This was quite the video. Any questions you have regarding any of the returns I have, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And be on the lookout because the requests are still out and they're still flowing. So I hope to be able to provide an update for everyone later on. Thank you very much, everyone. Really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are well.